Hello. I hear some good things are happening at the St. Louis Black Repertory Company. So today we have the founder, the director, the producer, and actor of the St. Louis Black Rep, Ron Himes, today on The Bernie Hayes Show. Welcome back. I'm Bernie Hayes, and like I promised you, my guest is Ron Himes. Good morning, Ron. Hello.
Good morning. Hello, Bernie. How are you
doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Fine. I've been hearing some exciting things that's happening right now at the St. Louis Black Repertory Company. What is happening? What's going on?
Yes, sir. We are currently running a production of August Wilson's Jitney. It runs now through May 29th with performances on Wednesday through Sunday.
Give us a brief overview of the play itself.
Well, you know that August Wilson wrote 10 plays for the 20th century, one play for each decade of the century, and this is play number 8. Jitney is set in 1977. It's set in an old Jitney station in the Hill District of Pittsburgh, and the neighborhood, like many neighborhoods at that time, is about to be a victim of urban renewal. There are threats that the city is getting ready to come in to tear the whole neighborhood down to build new houses. And so the guys who work out of the Jitney station are pressed with what they're trying to do. Okay. It also is a story about fathers and sons as well.
So gentrification is making its creep into that particular area, right?
Well, you know, in 1977, Bernie, they called it urban renewal.
Yeah.
They call it gentrification today, but it's the same old story.
Urban renewal meant Negro removal.
Right, that's exactly
That's
right.
it. Jitney, to me, would be like a cab. We used to have Jitney cabs in Chicago, and Jitney cabs actually here in St. Louis, Missouri. So does that have anything to do with a cab?
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And you know what I've been telling the young people around the theater is, before Uber and before Lyft, there were Jitneys.
Yeah. Everybody stand on the corner waiting for a Jitney. You can get 12 people in a car if possible, right?
Right. Or, you know, you just call the number to the station, give them your address, and a Jitney would come pick you up.
Yeah.
You know?
What attracted you to this particular play, Ron?
Well, I'm attracted to all of August Wilson's work. We were the third company in the country to do all 10 of August Wilson's plays. And so after completing the cycle, I then made a commitment to go through the cycle a second time in chronological order. Because when he first wrote the plays, he didn't write them in chronological order. And we did them as we could get them completing the cycle the first time. And I just thought that it was important to be able to go through the cycle a second time in chronological order.
Were you surprised at the recognition that August Wilson has received, his genius? But you recognized it a long time ago.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I believe that August Wilson is the most prolific American playwright of the 20th century.
How is the cast going? Name some of the people in the cast of this play.
Oh, we've got a wonderful, wonderful cast. We've got Kevin Brown, who actually is from the Hill District of Pittsburgh in this production, playing Becker, who is the leader of the Jitney station. Then there's J. Samuel Davis, a longtime old favorite of Black Reps audiences. Robert Allen Mitchell, who's done a number of plays and has come back home from New Orleans to do this production. A couple of young actors, Elijah Juan Davis and Alex J., play the young lover couple in the play. Edward Hill is also in the play, who is also provost down at Harris State University. Richard Harris and myself.
Okay. So are you directing also?
Yeah, I directed the production, and I'm now acting in it as well.
How can we get tickets, Ron, and what are the show dates and times?
Again, the play is running currently. It runs through May 29th. You can get tickets at our website, theblackrep.org, or by calling us at 314-534-3807. That's our box office number.
And it's going to be presented where?
It's at the Edison Theater on the
Okay.
campus of Washington University.
Now, you have a lot of history with Washington University, do you not?
Oh, yes, sir, I do. I completed my undergraduate degree there. I received an honorary doctorate from the university, a distinguished alumni award from the university, and I've been the Henry E. Hampton Artist in Residence at the university for a number of years now.
Do you have other sites that you're still producing shows at?
Yes, this season we already produced 2 shows, one in the Hotchner Theater, which is the small black box theater down the hall from the Edison. And for the first time, we produced a play at the Burgess Theater at Coca.
Mm-hmm. I saw this Coca. I was quite surprised because I thought you'd been to Coca before, then I realized that was your first time there.
Well, we had been there back in the future, but they've just built a new, wonderful theater, and this was our first time performing in the new facility.
Okay, so I was not wrong. You had been at Coca
Oh,
before.
yeah, long
sure.
ago we did several shows at Coca.
For those who don't know, Ron, tell them about the Miracle on 25th Street and your moves from there.
The Miracle on 23rd Street.
23rd Street, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we were located, our first facility was at the corner of 23rd and St. Louis Avenue in the church that was connected to the old Greeley Presbyterian, well, it was the Greeley Presbyterian Church, and it was connected to the Greeley Community Center. And we were there for 10 years at the corner of 23rd and St. Louis Avenue, which we dubbed the Miracle on 23rd Street, yes.
It was a miracle, wasn't it?
It was, it truly was. And from there, we moved to Grand Center, and we were in Grand Center for 20 years. And now we've come full circle and returned back to Washington University, which is where the company started while I was an undergraduate student.
Ron, do you still have the what they call satellite companies?
Yes, we still have our touring companies that go into the schools. We still have our summer performing arts camp, which will begin in mid-June. This year, actually, University City High School is hosting our summer performing arts camp, and registration information can be gotten at the same website, or more information can be gotten from the telephone number 314-534-3807. The camp is for youngsters 8 through 17. It runs Monday through Friday, and registrations are open now.
Ron, you still selling season tickets?
No, because we're at the end of this season. We have one more production that will run in July. It's our show from January that Omicron postponed, and so we've moved it to July. Don Trail, Who Kissed the Sea, will run from July 6th through July 23rd, also at the Edison Theater.
Well,
and then season tickets will be on sale shortly for next year.
Okay, so you have not cut out season tickets. It's just that this year's almost
right,
over.
yeah, this year we're at the end of this year. We're just about to announce the new season, and season tickets will be on sale soon.
How do you select the shows, Ron?
I read a lot of plays. I get suggestions from people. There are plays that are submitted to us, and from that I make lists, and then I make lists, and I make lists, and at some point we make a cut and we announce a 5-play season.
And how do you decide on which ones you're going to direct and which ones you're going to act in also?
Again, sometimes it's just passion, sometimes it's necessity. I wound up this year directing more than I normally would have because we just didn't want to take the risk of bringing in out-of-town directors and running the risk of the pandemic canceling the show and then us being stuck with not being able to open a show but still having the expenses of having to pay an out-of-town director.
You depend a lot upon corporate funding and donations. How can one reach you and help you out financially? Again,
at the website, the blackrep.org, and the telephone number. We've got a wonderful person who's fundraising for us, Jennifer Stoffel, and you can get in touch with her, and she'd be more than happy to talk to you about supporting the Black Rep.
Jennifer Stoffel, okay, at the St. Louis Black Rep. The producer, the author, the director, the founder of the St. Louis Black Repertory Company, or we call it the St. Louis Black Rep, Ron Himes is my guest. And we're here at the 2428 Woodson Road in Overland, Missouri. Reverend Larry Rice has been helping people for more than 50 years, and we're trying to get reopened 1411 Locust Street. And he'll tell you more about that later. We'll be back with Ron Himes after this.
Behind me is the New Life Evangelistic Center administrative offices in Overland, Missouri. And this is where we shoot our shows for our worship shows and the Here's Help Network. And it's also where Zakid Baroudi and Bernie Hayes shoot their shows. You can find all of these shows at the New Life Evangelistic Center app, the NLEC TV app. You can also access them on your tablet or on your computer. And this is how you can stay up to date with all the things that New Life Evangelistic Center is doing. There are so many different programs that we've got going on, and God is doing many exciting things through partners like you. So if you want to support the work that New Life is doing, then please access and give through the app. You can go online at nlecstl.org or give us a call at 314-421-3020. Again, 314-421-3020. But this is the best way to get plugged into the amazing work that New Life is doing through people like you. And so we ask that you share your much needed gifts right now. We are out on the streets every single day through our street patrol. We have big rallies on Friday where we give bus tickets and clothing and food. We have a new Ukrainian homesteading program where we will sponsor and invite Ukrainians to begin their new life here in the United States. We have a center in Springfield and New Bloomfield and House Springs and all throughout Missouri. And so there is something for you to get involved in today. And we are so thankful for our partners. Only through the grace of God and your gift are we able to bless others today.
Welcome back. My guest is Ron Himes, St. Louis Black Repertory Company, or St. Louis Black Rep as we all know it. Ron, how did the pandemic affect the production?
Well, you know, at the beginning, it had a tremendous impact on us. And when everything was shut down, we went to a virtual platform, and we've never stopped producing during the pandemic. So for about a year or so during the heat of it, we produced shows virtually. We streamed a lot of work. We produced work for the schools that we streamed into the schools. But since we've been back live, which we came back in September, and that show, Sweat, which was very well received, but audiences were not as big as we had in the past. And then our second production, which was scheduled to be in January, Don Trail, Who Kissed the Sea, was postponed by the the onset of the Omicron variant.
Sure.
And so that production, we were able to negotiate with the university, and instead of that production being canceled, we were able to postpone it and move it to some dates in July. So as I mentioned earlier, Don Trail, Who Kissed the Sea, will run July 6th through July 23rd. But I think that the pandemic is still affecting us audience-wise. Audiences are coming back out. We're still requiring proof of vaccination, and we're requiring the audience to wear masks during the performances. But we're seeing audiences coming back. We've been very fortunate in that we have not had any artists or any of our staff to seriously come down with the virus. And so we are very, very blessed that we've been able to continue work without any major interruptions during the pandemic.
That's great. Was the streaming and virtual productions pretty successful?
Yeah, well, you know, they were successful in terms of keeping us in touch with our audiences.
Sure.
They really did not generate revenue or income, but they really, really kept us in touch with our audiences, which was what was really important to us.
You kept the face of the Black Rep out there.
Right.
Okay. Ron, how do you balance the many things that you do with the St. Louis Black Repertory Company and other civic organizations around the city with your home life?
Well, Bernie, I'm married. I got 2 kids. My daughter turned 8 at the end of March. My son will be 12 in July. He's away at camp right now, having a good time at school, took a camping trip. And, I try to do a little gardening. I really started doing a lot more during the pandemic when we couldn't go anywhere except out into my own yard. And this year I'm switching to vegetables. And so I've got a bunch of vegetables planted and I'm going to try my hand at that. When I can, I get out on the golf course. I just try to enjoy my life with my family after all these years of just being focused on keeping the Black Rep going and trying to find ways to support my Black Rep family.
And you do a lot of commercials now, I see, for a law firm and Brown and Crouppen.
Yes, I've been doing several spots for them, and we're talking about doing a new series of those. I've been doing a lot of work, corporate and training films as well locally. I've had to turn down some work because I just, can't get away.
Time management.
Right. and I really, as it's been important to me to focus more time on my kids.
Right. And also, people don't realize that each production that you make, it takes people behind the scenes. The scene people and production people. Tell us a little bit about that, Ron.
Yeah, we have a very, very extensive education program, which is run by our fellows. We have fellows who are in all the departments: marketing, acting, production, stage management. We have a staff that works hard in terms of getting the word out and making sure that we're able to get productions built. And, we had the added travel issues this year because we had the honor of being invited to perform at the Inge Festival, which was in Independence, Kansas,
right.
A couple of weeks, about a month ago now. Yeah. Our production of Sweat was invited to be remounted for the festival that was honoring the playwright Lynn Nottage. At the end of the run here in July of Dontrell Who Kissed the Sea, we're already scheduled to take it to the National Black Theater Festival in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So it takes a lot of logistics to keep everything rolling in terms of the productions that we have here, the productions that we take into the schools, our classes, our workshops, and, constant planning and fundraising all the time.
What about how can one get tickets for Jitney right now? How long is this going to run?
Jitney runs through the end of the month, through May 29th, and you can get tickets at theblackrep.org or by calling our box office at 314-534-3807.
I've asked you this over the years, Ron, many, many times. You could have been anything you wanted to do, but you chose the arts. Why and how?
Well, like a lot of people, Bernie, I somehow feel like the arts chose me as well. As a youngster who used to play basketball a lot and was fortunate as a youngster to meet a guy from North Philly who was a graduate student at Washington University. He volunteered through the campus YMCA to come into the community. We were playing basketball at a church at Goodfellow and Cabanny, and we were in a league, and he coached us. But the greatest thing that he did, which has probably had the biggest impact on my life, is that he would take us to campus after games. And so he introduced me and us early to what college life was, what it looked like, and he gave us a view of a world that was bigger than the 4 square blocks that we were accustomed to. And that has had a tremendous impact on me. And so I was politicized early as well because we were there when the black students occupied the administration building at Washington University.
Yeah, we all recall that.
Yeah, and so I was on the committee that helped to take food to the students. We were in the quadrangle, protesting while the students were inside the building. And so I just think that I found another way to be an activist and to be political by using the stage of the theater.
We have 2 minutes left in this segment. Tell us why you founded the St. Louis Black Rep.
I founded it because during the time when I was really acting, there were a couple of actors who worked regularly at the other rep, which was at the time known as the Loretta Hilton. And I just was constantly running into people who had an interest or a desire to learn theater, to perform theater, to have an opportunity to showcase their talent, but had no outlet to do it.
Was it worth it, Ron?
Huh?
Was it worth it?
It has been more than worth it, Bernie. These 45 years, I wouldn't change a thing.
I can imagine, because, you know, I've been knowing you for that long, too, for 45 years.
Yeah.
And you've been consistent with not only the Black Rep, but fundraising, too. One time you were really concerned about the continuation of the Black Rep because of not selling season tickets. But now has corporate America come around a little bit?
Well, you know, corporate St. Louis has supported us constantly through the years. That it's been ups and downs. There's some companies that have supported us consistently. Yeah. Some have done it, and some have dropped off. Some have come back, and so we've been fortunate. We've been grateful. But now we've been able to really sustain ourselves by really breaking into some national funding.
This is wonderful.
And some federal funding.
Okay, Ron Himes is my guest, the founder of the Black Repertory Company, St. Louis Black Rep, and we'll be right back after this.
So many people are being left on the streets homeless all day long without anywhere to go because downtown St. Louis continues to fight efforts to reopen 1411 Locust. Yes, the downtown neighborhood organization that has continued to fight the New Life Evangelistic Center for the reopening of 1411 Locust and lobbied the Slay administration, the Cruzan administration to keep it closed and close it down must be strongly resisted at this particular time. We have a new mayor. I believe she cares about the homeless. Tashara Jones needs our support. If you'll join me in prayer over this, if you'll join me in resisting these special interest groups, if you want to believe the time for action is now, please contact me. I'm Larry Rice at P.O. Box 473, St. Louis, Missouri at 63166. You can call me at 314-421-3020. I thank God for faithful viewers of Bernie Hayes, and now the time for action has come.
Today's subject is Louis Armstrong, was born August 4th, 1901 in New Orleans, Louisiana. In 1918, he replaced Kid Oliver's band, then the most popular band in New Orleans. In 1922, he received a call from Oliver to come to Chicago for the Creole Jazz Band. In 1924, he joined Fletcher Henderson's orchestra. Unhappy, Armstrong left Henderson to return to Chicago in 1925. Back in Chicago, OK Records decided to let Armstrong make his first records with a band under his own name. By 1932, Armstrong, who was now known as Satchmo, had begun appearing in movies and made his first tour of England. In 1936, he became the first African-American to get featured billing in a major Hollywood movie with his turn in Pennies from Heaven, starring Bing Crosby. In 1959, he was called into the studio to record Hello, Dolly.
Hello, Dolly. This is Louis Dolly. Mighty glad to have you back where you belong.
In 1967, Armstrong recorded a new ballad, What a Wonderful World.
And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
He died in his sleep July 6, 1971, in his home in Queens, New York. Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
The heavens declare what's written in the sky, day after day and night after night. They proclaim the glory of God. The glory of God.
Hello, I'm Larry Rice, and I'm inviting you to join me daily on the New Life Facebook page. Something new, something exciting every day. So go to facebook.com/NewLifeSTL and discover what's happening on a daily basis as New Life Evangelistic Center begins to share with you a wide variety of subjects.
Welcome back. I'm so pleased to have the founder of the St. Louis Black Rep with me today, Ron Himes. Ron, welcome back. Bob Nimbler, our producer and director here, asked a question. He says, are you grooming someone to take over when you ever retire, if you ever retire?
Well, you know, I said 12 years ago when my son was born, that retirement left my vocabulary.
Okay.
And it didn't come back when my daughter was born because I said, now I have to keep working to put 2 kids through college. So hopefully I'll maintain my health and be able to keep working for a while to be able to accomplish that for them. But, we've been doing a lot of strategic planning, and in our strategic plan, we have begun to put some succession plans in place. We are in the process of beginning to establish some residencies where we will bring in some artists, potential successors for myself, and we will have them in residence for a year or two and see if we can find the perfect fit for the organization to be able to continue to move forward after I'm no longer at the helm.
Okay. Now, why would we want to see Jitney? Tell us about August Wilson's play Jitney, and why we should want to see it and how we can.
I think that people should rush out to see Jitney because, as I said, August Wilson is the most prolific American playwright of the 20th century. He made a pledge and a goal to write one play to document the African-American experience for each decade of the 20th century. Jitney is set in 1977. I know a lot of people remember those times, a lot of people lived through those times, and those who haven't, this is a chance to do what we want people to do. Come to the Black Rep, learn about your history, learn about your culture, celebrate your culture, celebrate the richness of the Black American experience through the pen and the lens of August Wilson's writing.
And how can we do that?
You can get tickets by going to theblackrep.org. You can reach us on by phone at 314-534-3807. Take advantage of our $20 Wednesdays. All tickets every Wednesday are $20. And we hope that that's a way to help make tickets affordable. We also have senior citizen discounts. We have a special student rush ticket. Students can get a student rush ticket for $15 a half hour before the curtain. So we think it's important for people to come out to the theater, and we want to make it accessible.
Are you on other platforms, Facebook,
Yes,
Twitter?
we are. The Black Rep has a Facebook page, a Twitter account, and you also can follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Okay, now once again, tell us how we can get tickets for Jitney. I just want people to know in case they missed it. Once again, how can they do that?
Yes, theblackrep.org is our website, our online presence. You can get all the information about any of our programs there, and you can reach us by phone at 314-534-3807.
Ron, I haven't asked you this in a long time. What is the mission of the St. Louis Black Rep?
To heighten the social, cultural, and educational awareness of our community through the creative arts. That is our mission, that is our commitment, that is our driving force to serve the community.
When do you have auditions for your different productions?
We will announce our 22-23 season soon, and auditions will happen in late July, early August.
Now, notice here, you have dramas and you also have musicals. I haven't seen a musical recently. Tell us about that.
I can't tell you what it will be, but there is a musical on the short list for next season.
Okay, all right. Anything else you want to talk about that I haven't mentioned?
I just want to thank you, Bernie. Thank you for all the work you do. Thank Reverend Rice for giving you this platform. And we just hope that people will come out and see Jitney and come back to see Dontrell, who kissed the sea.
And we want to thank you also, Ron, because I know that you donated a lot of clothes to the New Life Evangelistic Center recently.
Yes.
And thank you for that. And thank you for being supportive. Well, for me, Reverend Rice, New Life Evangelistic Center, for all these many years. Ron Himes, good luck.
Thank you.
Good seeing you. And for all those who have not had your vaccinations, please get vaccinated, because we're not through this thing yet. Be safe. Keep yourself safe and keep those around you safe. Get a vaccination. If you have a vaccination, get your boosters. I'm Bernie Hayes, and I want to say thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting the New Life Evangelistic Center, and continue to support us here. We're at 2428 Woodson Road, Overland, Missouri, 63114. Have a good day. Stay safe and stay blessed.